Good morning, everyone. And first of all, happy Memorial Day. Thank you for all of you who have fought and defended so that we could have a nation like we have. And even though we are in the midst of turmoil with the COVID virus, it's still the greatest nation on the planet. And I want to thank all the service people who have served, who are serving, for their sacrifice, and for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice of their life so that we could enjoy our freedom. Thank you is just really not enough, is it? But thank you. And it's great to have you this morning on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. Lenny, thank you for a great Monday morning. And it's great to be with you folks, those in the chat room, those on podcast. We are live, and I tell you what, we're going to talk a little bit about where are we going with this season. And if you'd like to call in, you know what it is. You know the story. Give me a call. We'll talk about whatever may be on your mind. We're going to talk about some players who may be or may not be as fantasy relevant as they may have been, 2 months ago? How about that? So, as we start off the show, let's start off with the latest news. Boom, boom. How about that? Some news. And this is not really news, but here's what we got. MLB, the players, plan to offer an alternative proposal on salaries. Major League Baseball will not propose, the Players Association, a full revenue sharing system. No shock there. And they're going to have a meeting tomorrow. And at that meeting, the league plans to offer an alternative proposal, leaving the union with a potential choice, either to hold the league to the prorated salaries the two sides previously negotiated in March, or possibly accommodate the owner's desire for a second or alternative percentage-based cut or in some fashion. Now, remember, they negotiated this in March, and the players reached an agreement of a pro-rated salary. I personally think that the union may go to some deferral of salary bases. I think the revenue sharing will die a death. I really do. I mean, come on. They've never offered revenue sharing before. They probably will never offer it again. They're only wanting to do it this year because there's going to be a loss. How do you share a loss? Right? I don't know how you would word it. I'm sure the players are keenly aware of all of the goings on with that. So I look for revenue sharing to fall off. Now, maybe the players, maybe they'll agree to more of an adjustment on the salary. The union has been adamant it will not accept any further pay reductions. We've heard from players, and who say, I may not play at all. I don't want to take the risk. I want to know about you guys. This weekend, Memorial Day weekend, North Carolina, we have beaches. And the beaches were packed. People out on the beach. There's no 6-foot rule. If you look at any newscast involving the North Carolina beaches, tell me how there can be 6 foot of distance. There's no way. And they're back out there again today. And socially, restaurants opened, churches opened. You've got people mingling in ways they have not mingled in a few months. It's busy. Baseball is, can you hear the shouts? People are wanting the game back. I heard this morning, a friend of mine, he got up on his own, no alarm set, to watch the KBO. That's how much Baseball is being missed. I just challenge you. Can you name me 10 KBO active players? 10. I would say 5. I could say 5. And get their names pronounced correctly. But the union has decided they're not going to take any further pay reductions. The players have internally discussed the deferrals to address the owner's concern of cash flow. I think we're going to have some kind of combination there. Not reducing the salaries further, but deferring some of the payments until later years. That's where I think it's going. Now, remember, it's May 25th. They have talked about opening up the season in what would now be 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Like from today. Kevin Hastings has not watched the KBO. I have. It is, I tell you what's interesting about the KBO, Kevin, it's the fact that it is such an offense, in my mind, offense-oriented league. If you like to see runs scored, tune in. It really is exciting. The pitchers don't throw as hard. The hitters hit. So, my problem is reading the names on the back of the jersey. Other than that, it's baseball. And so for the thrill of the game itself, it's a great game. It's the timing. I mean, come on. They're playing like East Coast time, 4 a.m. I can't do that. Maybe King Hap can, but I can't get up at 4 a.m. Not every day. So I think what we're going to find out, I really think we're going to find out. Here we go. Let's see how good a predictor I am. I've done this before, and I've been pretty good at predicting. June 1. By June 1. By June 1, we know where our season stands. We know whether it's starting or not. By June 1, I think we will know about our Major League Baseball season. What I'm saying is I think this week it's resolved. Good morning, Andrea. Because to let it linger on and not reach some consensus, some decision, just delays it even further. Look, you got to get people from point A to point B. You can't just say we're going to start the minor league season tomorrow, or not minor league season, spring training season tomorrow. You got to get people from where they are to where they're going. Now, I saw over the weekend, so many teams are opening their facilities. And did you see the one about, this was really cool. Did you see the one about the Minnesota Twins AA team down in Pensacola, Florida? They are renting their facilities out for $1,500 a night. You can spend the night there. You can take 9, there'll be 10 total, 9 of your closest friends. I don't think you want to take your enemies. You can spend the night there. Clubhouse accessible, field accessible. I think they even throw in your breakfast, maybe all your meals. I don't know, but for $1,500, the AA Pensacola team from Minnesota, they're opening up the field. There's not going to be any minor league baseball this year. And that in of itself disheartens me. I was thinking about all of the good young talent coming through the Carolina League this year. Andy Rushman, he's coming through. Yes, but no, not now. And that saddens me. But the fact that we could have major league games coming up in July around my birthday. Oh, and happy birthday, George. I don't think there's going to be a minor league schedule. I think the fact they keep talking about the 50-man roster tells me there can't be much of a minor league season. Now, the problem with minor league baseball, how do they travel to games? They ride in a bus. These guys don't make a lot of money. Very few of them have the nice cars where they can drive themselves. So they ride in a bus together, and you're not going to be 6 feet apart. So I think you've got a real concern there about transporting players. Remember, too, minor league baseball, there are no TV deals. Minor league baseball, the owners who own these teams, sure, they're affiliated with major leagues, but the owners who own these teams, their income base, their revenue base is through what? Ticket sales, merchandise, and food, drink. That's how the owners of minor league teams make their money. It's not through the television contracts. Major League Baseball, sure, they're going to lose a lot of gate because players, or fans rather, are not coming in, but they're not going to lose the television contracts once the season starts. Minor leagues don't have that. So, for several reasons, I just don't think we'll have any minor league season this year. Do they go to the major league spring training facilities and work out? Yeah. But minor league baseball as we know it, or knew it in 2019 and 2018, I don't think exists that way in 2020 at all. And so now we got to figure out what to do with these players. And some will be on the taxi squad or extended rosters. Some will not. And I think the ones that are not go to a facility and probably a major league team minor league site. A lot of minor league sites for major league teams have multiple fields or things of that nature for training. And so that's where I see the minor league season going this year. So let's keep our eyes open, our ears open. Let's see what happens with the players' plan, the owner's plan, how it all works together. And let's talk about some players for a moment. Let's talk about some players. Lenny did some of this morning. I want to talk about some players who may be impacted a lot by this season that we're going to have, different than any other. Okay, let's start. I'm just going to name a player. How about a player like, let's talk about the obscure maybe, not the Christian Yelich's, not the Ronald Acuna Jr. Okay, we know for fantasy purposes, those guys are going to be studs. How about a Justin Smoak? Why am I talking about Justin Smoak? Here's why. First of all, in Milwaukee, there probably would have been a timeshare situation going on at first base between Justin Smoak, a switch hitter who can hit left-handed, of course, as a switch hitter, and Ryan Braun, a right-handed batter. Now with the universal DH, I think Justin Smoak playing in a ballpark like Milwaukee, I think he can really become fantasy relevant, reality relevant. I love Justin Smoak's potential in that park. Okay, now Braun, we'll talk about these interchangeably for a moment, okay? Braun was going to get some time probably in the outfield, some time at first base, and some time off. Avisail Garcia, who came over in the offseason. You know, Avisail Garcia is intriguing to me as well. All of these players from Milwaukee benefit from this universal DH. Garcia has only played more than 105 games in the field twice in his entire career. Twice. Now, in the field. Now, he can DH too. And of course, there's the oft-injured Lorenzo Cain, who supposedly is healthy. But I want to focus on the revolving door of Avisail Garcia, Ryan Braun, and the aforementioned Justin Smoak. Now, 2019 was not a banner year for Justin Smoak. We'll all agree on that. But in 2018, with the ball that wasn't juiced, 25 homers, 77 RBIs, 67 runs scored,